example. So PVT Chat, which is described as an erotic drama by Ben Hosey, who's the front man of Bodega, has a background in editing an experimental film. So this is the story of Jack, who basically spends most of his time gambling online. He develops a kind of addiction for cam girls. He becomes particularly addicted to Scarlett, played by Julia Fox, who was in Uncut Gems. This also stars Buddy Duress, who was in Heaven Knows What and Good Time. So there is a kind of Safdie brothers connection and vibe to the film. So our central character, basically, what he wants to do is to develop a relationship with somebody who is a cam girl, and he therefore imagines a relationship, and we don't see her side of it until quite a long way through the movie. I mean, it's an interesting film up to a point. It feels very authentic. You do get the sense that you're watching conversations that are actually happening, unscripted. It's also worth pointing out that it's one of the still few films in which the film's attitude to male nudity is less coy than it is to female nudity, which is obviously kind of the reverse of what usually happens. It's got a kind of Andy Warhol feel to it. Actually, maybe a little bit of an early Abel Ferrara. You can imagine this guy living in an apartment next door to that terrible band, Johnny Coca-Cola, who end up driving Abel Ferrara so mad in The Driller Killer. I'm not sure that... I mean, it's sort of about modern romance at a distance, how this exists in a vacuum and only work. The erotic charge is only going to work at a distance through a webcam. You can't do this kind of stuff in person. I mean, I'm not sure that it has much more to say about the subject than that. I mean, if you compare it to something like Dogs Don't Wear Pants, which was a much more interesting film about BDSM. I mean, it's kind of tailor-made for streaming because it's a film in which the protagonist spends most of his life on his laptop. And actually one of the things that it does capture well is the kind of addiction to the laptop. So it's okay. It's definitely not for everybody, but it has a kind of gritty, scuzzy sort of feel to it, which I think is quite interesting.